Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you an update on some more transfer news. So Jadon Sancho admits he's endured a difficult season with Borussia Dortmund, but he's happy that he's back among the goals in the Bundesliga. Now the Borussia Dortmund CEO said not so long ago that Jadon Sancho has struggled this season because he expected to join Manchester United last summer. Now, don't forget, last summer he was our number one priority target. Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million last summer. So we couldn't come to an agreement on a fee, but he said a few times last summer that we had agreed the personal terms. It said the agent fees had been agreed. It even said that a contract had been agreed. Dortmund made it clear to us last summer that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline. I think if Sancho leaves Dortmund, he will leave in the summer. I don't see him leaving in this January transfer window. And Fabrizio Romano, who is very reliable, he's spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga quite a few times, and also Bill's Christian Falk has spoken about it. We're not the only club that are in for Sancho though. Liverpool have recently reignited their interest. Chelsea are back in for him. This is Jadon Sancho's fourth season at Borussia Dortmund. Analysing the vast majority of his career at Dortmund, he has been very consistent. Dortmund only paid £8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. He's got a contract with Dortmund, is it till 2022 or 2023? He did enjoy a couple of years at Man City, but the main explanation he left Manchester City is because he didn't get assured first team opportunities. Before he was at City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. And don't forget, we was willing to offer him that number 7 shirt. Now, it's also saying that City could use the Jadon Sancho clause, to sign Erling Haaland. And we actually believe that we can sign Jadon Sancho for less than £100 million this year. So that is the breaking news on him. Now, according to Lee 10 Sport, which is a French outlet, they're saying that Man United are set to battle PSG for Romain Faivre, if I have pronounced his name correctly. He currently plays for Stade Brest-Os. Stade Brest-Os paid just £400,000 for him from Monaco in July last year. And on Christmas Eve, Romain Faivre extended his contract with Stade Brest until 2025. He is a midfielder, and I think it is the age of 22. So would you take him at Manchester United? His name's actually quite hard to pronounce. There's obviously been a lot of players on our agenda. I give you the news on Dayot Upamecano yesterday. The RB Leipzig CEO came out and said that RB Leipzig are willing to listen to offers for Dayot Upamecano. And it says, we will keep selling our top performers again, if that makes financial sense. Dayot Upamecano, as you all know, is available for £39 million at the end of the season, because that's when his release clause does become active. And last year, he signed a new contract with RB Leipzig until 2023. He's been at RB Leipzig now for quite a few years. RB Leipzig paid just €10 million for him from Red Bull Salzburg. But Liverpool are obviously in for him as well, because Liverpool have obviously got an injury crisis. You know, they've got Virgil van Dijk out for the season. They've got Joe Gomez out with injury. He's injury serious as well. Joe Matip's injured again. Chelsea have obviously been in for Upamecano, so too Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern Munich. You already know the news on Jack Grealish. I said Man United could sign Jack Grealish, but only if we sell Paul Pogba. Don't forget Villa want at least £90 million for Grealish. You already know the news on Max Aarons. It said towards the end of last year that Man United are interested in him. He could be available for £20 million, but we'll have to wait till the summer to get him, and he is a right back that plays for Norwich. We're not expected to make any signings in this January transfer window. It did say a few times towards the end of last year that we're not expected to be busy in this January transfer window. This January transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Manchester United manager. Now, don't forget, Woodward did say he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this January transfer window, but you can say it's another transfer window where Solskjaer has been let down again. You can say he's been let down in all the transfer windows since he got appointed in as Man United manager. Woodward came out towards the end of last year though and said that he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. Certainly last summer Solskjaer wasn't backed enough because we missed out on all of his priority targets, didn't we? And Solskjaer showed his frustration towards the board quite a few times last summer. The board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. That's why a lot of United fans have been demanding the board out. Obviously, we've had Woodward at the football club since 2012, and we've had the Glazers at the football club since 2005. I think we are looking to make around 4 signings this year to complete our squad overhaul. And Solskjaer says if we are to be genuine title contenders, we've obviously got to make more signings. Now, we are certainly in the title race. You know, we are joint top of the Premier League table. And if we do beat Burnley tomorrow night, we will be top of the Premier League by 3 points. And then obviously if we went and beat Liverpool on Sunday at Anfield, we would be 6 points clear. But Solskjaer said after our 1-0 win against Wolves that we're not in the title races yet. And he's still got the same perception now. But he said if we are still challenging at the top come March, he'll start to believe that we are in the title race. I'm very sceptical that we'll win the Premier League this season, but I certainly think we will win another title at some point. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Like I've said to you, there's 3 trophies that we can pursue this season. You know, we can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup. By the way, the 4th round and 5th round draw is tonight for that. And we can also win the Europa League. But the game against Real Sociedad next month is going to be very, very difficult because Real Sociedad have done very, very well in the La Liga this season. And it's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. You know, we haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. But I said, if we win a trophy this season and we finish in the top 4, the top 3, I think that would represent a very good season for Man United, and that would give us something to build on. You know, don't forget, this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second full season as Man United manager, and I always said this season was going to be big for him. Solskjaer has gained some managerial experience, and he's learned quite a bit. Reflecting now on he's been at the club, I still think there's things he's got to learn in the job. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager now for just over 2 years. He's managed over 100 games as Manchester United manager in all competitions. Don't forget, he is under contract with the club until 2022. Because obviously when he got the job permanently in March 2019, he signed a 3-year deal, and he's more than halfway through now with that 3-year deal. We did appoint Ole in December 2018 to replace Jose Mourinho. We did make a mistake giving him the job permanently, because we did give him it too soon, but we gave him the job permanently because he did well in that 3-month period when he was interim manager. He won 14 games out of 19 in all competitions. But obviously, we want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to succeed as Manchester United manager. And whether he succeeds or he doesn't succeed, we will still always adore him, because at the end of the day, Solskjaer is a club legend. You know, he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. Now, obviously, you've got some Man United fans that are Ole in, and you've got some Man United fans that are Ole out. Like I've said to you on my recent videos, I'm not too sure yet. Certainly earlier on in the season, I was demanding Ole out. I was very, very critical of him, reflecting how inconsistent we was. But not all of the blame stemmed from him anyway. Obviously, certain players have got to take responsibility. But with how good we have been in recent months, my perception has slowly started to change on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, to make me start to believe that he is the right manager for Man United. You know, he certainly isn't under pressure at the moment. Obviously, he's been under pressure quite a few times, though, since he got appointed in, because obviously we've endured very, very bad periods under him. But like I've said time and time again on my recent videos, our board have a soft stance on him because he is a club legend. Disregarding being a club legend, I think the board would be a lot more ruthless on him. I just think Solskjaer needs to improve his decision making more than anything. Because in a lot of his games at Man United, he has made mistakes. And reflects on that, that's cost us games. But his decision making in some games, you know, has actually been very, very good. But he's obviously got to do that persistently. And obviously a lot of United fans, including me, have been saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is out of his depth. Don't forget, you know, Mauricio Pochettino was the favourite to take over at Man United. You know, he was the favourite to take over after Mourinho got sacked. And obviously, when Solskjaer was under pressure, he was the favourite to take over. But obviously now Pochettino's out of the equation, because obviously he's PSG's manager. But we have got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer credit. You know, he's got us joint top of the Premier League table. You know, could be top after the game tomorrow night. And no one would have thought we'd have been joint top, you know, in 2021 and at the end of 2020, you know, with how poor we started last year and how poor we started this season. You know, he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Obviously, we did lose to Manchester City 2-0. That was very, very disappointing because I wanted us to get to the final and I wanted Solskjaer to reach his first final as Man United manager. You know, the Carabao Cup was definitely a chance of some silverware. You know, 4 semi-final defeats now in a row under Solskjaer because obviously, you know, we lost 3 semi-finals last season. But City are a good team and they're also very, very good in the Carabao Cup because they've won it for the last 3 seasons. You know, you can say Solskjaer has made good signings since he got appointed in as Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million at the club. We have missed out on a lot of players though under him, including Erling Haaland. And we missed out on Sancho last summer. He did well last season in his first full season at the club. You know, we've seen a lot of players leave since he got recommended in. We are unbeaten in our last 10 league games. And we've done very, very well away from home in the Premier League this season. We haven't lost away from home yet in the Premier League this season, you know. But like I said, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got appointed in, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. You know, and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. Like I've said to you, the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson retired, and that was obviously David Moyes. He got sacked after 10 months. He's enjoyed the shortest tenure at the club. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. I've already given you the reasons why it didn't work out under Mourinho. Is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players, and basically the board weren't backing the signings that he wanted to recommend in. And like I've been saying to you, Solskjaer's been facing the same problem as what Mourinho was facing at the club. You know, we spent over £1 billion on players since Ferguson left, and we've brought around 36, 37 players in since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and a lot of the players we've brought in the last 7.5, 8 years haven't been the right calibre players for Man United. So we've made mistakes since Fergie left, and that's one of the main explanations why we have been so inconsistent. I think we have got, you know, good players. We've obviously, you know, got Marcus Rashford, that's a very good player. We've got Edison Cavani, that's a good player. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Martial's done quite well recently. You know, Mason Greenwood's a good player. Hasn't been so good though recently, but he hasn't played a lot as we expected him to this season. Bruno Fernandes is obviously an exceptional player. He's the best player we've got and he's the best signing we've made since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Donny van der Beek's a good player. That's when he plays. You know, he seldom starts in the Premier League. But don't forget, Solskjaer said that he doesn't want Donny van der Beek to leave. You know, he insists that he has a bright future at Man United. And he tips Donny van der Beek to emulate Fred and Victor Lindelof by succeeding at the club. He's only made 2 starts in the league. I think Fred's also good. He's enjoyed good games this season. To be fair to Paul Pogba, he has done well since he's come back from that ankle injury. Obviously now he's out injured again. I think Scott McTominay is also good when he wants to be. You know, McTominay's best game in a Manchester United shirt was the 6-2 win against Leeds. Scored 2 goals and got an assist. And he scored the goal against Watford in the FA Cup third round recently. He was obviously the captain. I think Luke Shaw's a good left back. That's when he's fit. Me and I'm concerned about him too injury prone. As you all know, he's out with injury again. I think Harry Maguire, he's a pretty good centre half. He's not world class, definitely not. But he's enjoyed good games this season. Harry Maguire certainly wasn't worth the £80 million that we got him for. I also think that Eric Bailly's a good centre-half. He's done well since he started playing again. But he's injured again, and that's my element of concern about him. He's too injury prone. Sustained a neck injury in our 1-0 win against Watford. Solskjaer did say, didn't he, that he will require furthermore assessment on his suspected neck injury. Eric Bailly. And Wan-Bissaka, I think he's also a good right back, but obviously we've got concerns about his lack of attacking intent and his distribution. David De Gea, he's getting back to his best now, which is good to see. This is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United, so he's been a long servant and he's made over 500 appearances for the club in all competitions. And he will remain our number one for at least this season. Obviously, there has been a lot of Man United fans saying that we should put Dean Henderson as number one now. Because when he's played this season, he's actually been impressive. But, yeah. So, yeah, Paul Pogba, Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof and Eric Bailly are all doubts for the game tomorrow night against Burnley. Solskjaer's confirmed that. But he said they should be definitely back for the game against Liverpool on Sunday. Now, I've already given you my preview for the Burnley game. We should be beating Burnley tomorrow night. Burnley are sitting 16th in the Premier League. They've found a bit of form though recently. They've won 3 of their last 4 games in all competitions. We were supposed to be playing Burnley, don't forget, on the opening day of the season, but it did get postponed. We have actually got a good record at Turf Moor, like I mentioned on the preview. The last time we lost at Turf Moor was back in 2009. That was a goal from Robert Blake. Burnley won that 1-0. And we won the fixture at Turf Moor last season 2-0. But Burnley did beat us at Old Trafford last January 2-0. And that was Burnley's first win at Old Trafford in 58 years. Burnley's current manager is Sean Dyche. Like I said, Burnley have got some good players. Obviously Chris Wood is probably the best player they've got. They got Chris Wood from Leeds. They've obviously got that Cork, who's one of their key players. They've got they've got Ashley Barnes. Jay Rodriguez, I think he's regarded as one of their best players as well, but I think he's actually out with injury. They've got James Tarkowski. He's also one of their key players. They've also got that Dunn, but I think he's out with injury. They've got that Charlie Taylor, who I do like a lot. He's out with injury. They've got McNeil. So I do know quite a few of Burnley's players. They've got like Ashley Westwood as well. They've got that Faivre. They brought a few players in last year, Burnley, like I mentioned. They got Dale Stevenson from Brighton. They got Anthony Mancini. They got Will Norris. And they got that Josh Brownhill. We're coming into this game on the back of a 1-0 win against Watford in the FA Cup third round. Like I said, it was a poor performance for the vast majority of the game by Man United, but all that matters is we got the win. Don't forget Solskjaer made 9 changes in the Watford game, and 6 of the 11 that started were academy graduates. So like I say, Solskjaer has got big decisions to make on how he's going to line up tomorrow night and how he's going to line up against Liverpool on Sunday. I think we've got to put our strongest team out against Liverpool on Sunday. And this is a massive week for Man United, like I mentioned on my recent video. The game against Liverpool though on Sunday is going to be massive. It's the top of the table clash. Man United-Liverpool is the biggest game in English football. Man United and Liverpool are the two most successful clubs historically. Liverpool won their last game. They beat Aston Villa 4-1 in the FA Cup. But they are winless in their last 3 Premier League games. They lost their last league game against Southampton 1-0. Liverpool are unbeaten in 69 Premier League games at Anfield, so Anfield is a fortress. The last time we won at Anfield was back in 2016 when Romain had scored late on. Liverpool did beat us at Anfield last season in the league 2-0. Don't forget, it was goals from Virgil van Dijk and Salah. We lost at Anfield back in December 2018 3-1. Obviously, that was Jose Mourinho's final game in charge of Man United. You know, Liverpool have got a very, very good manager in Jurgen Klopp. Last season, I think Jurgen Klopp signed a new contract with Liverpool. Yeah, he did until 2024. He probably will see out his contract, to be honest with you. Jurgen Klopp has been Liverpool manager now for just over 5 years. He's won 4 trophies at Liverpool. Last season, he won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. They also won the Faivre Club World Cup and they won the Super Cup. And the season before, Klopp won the Champions League. You know, Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. Before Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp was at Borussia Dortmund. He won a few trophies with them. And before Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. Like I say, Liverpool have got some very, very good players. Obviously, Sadio Mane is a very, very good player, scores goals. His finishing's good and shows good attacking intent. They've got Mohamed Salah. He's a world-class player, Mohamed Salah, but he's enjoyed bad games this season when he hasn't been clinical enough. He's the danger man, definitely. Firmino, he's also good as well. Diego Jota, he's also good. He's made an impact since he joined Liverpool. Liverpool got him last summer from Wolves, but he's out with injury now. Liverpool have also got that Thiago, who they signed from Bayern Munich last summer. I think he's had a few injuries at Liverpool. Don't forget, my club, Man United, wanted him. Liverpool have also got Jordan Henderson. He's a good midfielder, is Jordan Henderson, but he's certainly not world class. They've also got James Milner still. Surely Milner will retire soon. You know, Milner could actually go to Leeds when he leaves Liverpool. Obviously, Milner's not one of their first choice midfielders, though, is he? They've obviously got Fabinho, who I like a lot as well. Fabinho can play as a centre-half and a holding midfielder. They've also got that Naby Keita. He seldom plays now for Liverpool. He doesn't start. They got him from RB Leipzig a few seasons ago. Naby Keita is out with injury at the moment. They've also got Jorginho Wijnaldum. I think a lot of Liverpool fans are expecting him to leave in the summer because he recently rejected a contract extension. They've also got that Curtis Jones, a young player. They've got 2 very, very good fullbacks in Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson. They've obviously got the best centre-half in the world in Virgil van Dijk. He's the second most expensive centre-half in the world because Liverpool paid £75 million for him. They've got Joe Gomez. He's out with injury at the moment. They've got Matip. He's out with injury. Obviously, they've got a very, very good goalkeeper in Allenson. Don't forget, Liverpool let quite a few players go last summer. Last year, they let obviously Nathaniel Klein go. They let Lovren go, they let Adam Lallana go, they let Harry Wilson go out on loan to Cardiff, they let Hoover go, and they let Trivella go. So that's going to be a big game on Sunday. It's a game Manchester United must win. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very soon.